Alrighty then, when the world stops shaking and I start thinking, which could be dangerous in both cases, uh, I'm going to put together the assemblies for the tonal controls. I got the housings for the buttons, I got the pins for the buttons, and I got the contacts for the buttons. Now, um, I want to start with the bass side. My sheet is showing alto, bass, and low bass. So we'll pull out the alto button, the bass button, the bass button, and the low bass button. Okay, now since this one's going to go on the left side looking at the cabinet, the alto will go in the top, uh, feed it from the back into the chunky, like that. Okay, and then the bass will follow in there like that, and then this here will go in the bottom slot. There we go. Yeah. Now the reason it's always best to use gloves when you're doing the finish work, because what'll happen is if you don't let this stuff cure up a good day, especially the paint stuff, uh, you'll leave fingerprints in the finishes. So do the glove thingy. Put on your mask. Okay, your hand masks. Okay, now the pins, put them in a drill motor and spun them up with fine emery cloth. Take all the glazing off of them and everything after the dip. Now we will push these buttons up. I should put a little beat of it. It might be easier if you put the pin in the buttons and then drop your buttons into the slots. But you can do it this way, whichever is going to be the most convenient. There we go. Shoot, come on. Yeah, that's it. Okay, let me get my little pry thingy. There we go. Now, I got one side already loosened from taking it apart. Now what I want to do is I want to jockey it. Hopefully you can see. Hopefully I can see. Get that down where we can get it into the opposite side there, and we got this one over here into that side. There we go. Get down in there. Okay. Now, what we can do is take a pin or something. I guess I can use this still. Put it against the little wonky, and using a little weight, a little tap there, a little tap there, and we're in. Okay. Now, what you'll do is the same thing for the other side. but be mindful of your positioning on your tone. Now, for the chinkawonky that goes on the backside, it goes in there like asshole. I gotta see which side from these guides that the cavity is on. So now this is going to be for my my fiber optic lines to go into each of the button cavities. And what I'll do is I'll take a Sharpie and denote which side of this slot I want to put those tiny holes in. And I'm going to put one there and one there. Now, I guess you could go with one hole, but it'd have to be big enough for both things. Do it any way you'd like, whatever's easiest for you. If you decide to do this, that one, and then we'll do this one. Now, if you did both, it might be easier to do one hole for that. The reason I do single holes is because the fibers are so fine. The fibers are so fine that when you go to activate the button and everything, it's going to want to move on you, and you don't want them coming out. So I drill just a large enough hole to get the filament through it and seat it into, and then the friction on the sides of the filament from the hole will help keep the filament in place behind the button. So that's what you do for these. And then you do the same thing for the other side, except one side will be on one side of the guide, and the other one will be on the opposite side of the guide. See, that's on the right side, this is on the left side, looking at it from this angle. So so that's all I wanted to show you on that, on how to put it back together and prep it for fiber optics. So stay tuned, there will be more. Okay, moving right along. The chassis, I got the dial panel back on, the lamps mounted in and connected. I got my fiber optics installed into the panel. Let's see if we can zoom in here and if it'll focus. And the ends of those are slightly heated with a little lighter torch, and mushroomed a little bit so that they all blend together, and they are pointed directly at the filament in the lamp. So I got to pull my knobs off and get them dipped and cleaned and protected. I got the wafers on the tone controls drilled and mounted or connected. You get this drilled, it'll focus there. Okay, so the next thing is we'll I'll be digging out the dial bezel and glass and getting it squared away, and then when that is being finished, we'll jump into the antenna assembly and get it spiffied up. We're going to get rid of the outer loops and put fresh wire on it. I got fresh wire in. It'll be gold tone enameled wire. So let's see, and then the speaker, there's very little to do with the speaker. We'll brush it down on the back side and get it semi-glossed, coated, to protect it from any green slime that might come about. So stand by and we'll have more coming pretty soon. Oh yeah, one thing before I close out. I was going to let everybody give an update to everyone on the in case anybody was wondering what happened to the Firestone. It has sat on the back burner for a couple of days after the last coatings were done, and today, Thursday, the mailman delivered my decals, and so I decided to go ahead and work it in and get it additional sanding on it. I got it back here. I've given it an initial coat after the last sanding, and it's going to be due for another coat here in probably about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, thereabouts. And then 2 hours from that, we're going to put the decals on it. And then we're going to let them adhere for 5 or 10 minutes, and then we're going to hit it again with another coat, and then 2 hours from then we're going to hit it with an additional coat. So it's going to be a little late night here for this. So in case anybody was wondering what the hell happened to this radio, well, it's being worked in and it's being finalized, so it will be up for a video here to finalize it out and do an operation on it. The chassis is just itching to get back into its skin, so stand by and we'll have more of that coming pretty soon.